Hello everyone. This video is going to be primarily a thread response. My voice can hold out. A thread response to Frankie over at Frankie's Music Collection. Avid music collector from north of the border in the beautiful city of Vancouver. The video is going to primarily be a response to a thread he started, but before I do that, one small addition to my collection. This is Europe's 1991 album, Prisoners in Paradise, the follow-up to Out of This World. I still haven't ordered the albums before the final countdown yet, but somehow on my digital music library on Amazon, the Winds of Tomorrow album ended up on there somehow. I don't know how, but I have that on digital format and I listen to it. That's a fantastic album. So looking forward to hearing more of Europe's older catalog. Now on to the thread of response for Frankie. He wanted to know the first 10 albums you owned. And this is just an approximation from my memory because some of those I don't have. But, and some of them I do to show you. And most of these, when I first bought them, they were in the cassette format. But I bought some of the vinyl up from some of those albums I can remember. The first proper album I can say I remember buying, not rock related, was an album called Captured in Time, I believe was the name of the album, by a contemporary Christian music group named Glad. And then a year or so later, maybe not even a year or so later, I ended up buying this, and this is the original vinyl from back in the day, of a Glad live at the Kennedy Center. I think I showed this on a video after I just found it on my... Well, actually, my mom found it down in my basement. But I didn't know I had this still had this till recently. But Glad was the first music group I remember buying. And then not too long after that, I did start diving into rock music, and my first rock album I purchased was Petra's Not of This World. Then not too long after this, after liking this, I purchased the two predecessors to Not of This World, More Power to You, which I don't have in any format right now, and 1980s For Annie. For Annie is a song on here, but the album's called Never Say Die. But For Annie's the best known song to me on this album. Then I started delving into some harder rock. And the first thing, as far as that goes, is Resurrection Band, a.k.a. Rez Band, and Rez. I think this is the first thing they released under the name Rez Band. Besides their live bootleg album, this is their 84 or 85 album, Hostage. And then I got into a band that really blew my socks off. After talking about Christian rock bands. Somebody at a Petra concert, he says, of course, there's Stryper. And I'm like, who? He's like, you haven't heard of Stryper? Man, you gotta go out and get Stryper. So not too long after that, what I got, enough money saved for my allowance, the Yellow and Black Attack. Then, of course, their follow-up album, Soldiers Under Command, which I need to reacquire for my collection. Then To Hell with the Devil. And In God We Trust. But in between all of those, one of the first non-Christian lyric content albums I remember buying was Europe's Final Countdown. Then came the 1987 album from Whitesnake, and things just went on from there. I apologize, Frankie, that I don't have everything to show on that. But, and I don't think I mentioned 10 albums. Two Glads. Mentioned 3 Petras. 2 Stripe. Well, close to 10. So, I hope this is a good answer to your thread, Frankie. I think this was a great idea for a thread. Happy to have met you, and hope that we can stay in contact through here on YouTube and Facebook for a long time. But anyway, Frankie and the rest of the vinyl/music community, you have a good night. I'm going to go try out this Europe CD. Until I speak to you again, enjoy the music.